Welcome to the Career Confusion to Clarity series part number 4. If you are here, it is because you know you are meant for something bigger and better in life. You're just not sure exactly what that looks like or how to get there. In part number 1, we began the process of shifting your energy from fear and impatience to trust and calm. In part number 2, we passed the torch from trying to think your way to the answers to feeling your way to the answers. In part number 3, we began breaking those rules and creating new ones that feel good and true to you. So if you missed any of those videos, you'll want to stop this one and watch those first. Over the past few weeks, you've spent a lot of time dropping away from who you are not, dropping away from your fear, dropping away from the constant chatter in your mind, dropping away from those strict rules that you've adopted from other people in your life that don't feel so good. So now, if you are dropping away from those things, what are you leaning into then? You are now leaning into the truth of who you are. Now, what most of us do when we find ourselves in circumstances that don't feel good is we change the circumstance, change jobs, change directions, because we think by doing so, it'll fix things. It'll fix our life. It'll fix how we feel. But that's like saying, okay, I have this puppy and he's a menace. He's going around chewing up the furniture, peeing all over the house, wailing in the middle of the night. It's terrible. So I'm just going to exchange him. I'm going to give this puppy back and I'm going to get a new puppy. And then what happens? Well, if we don't ever take the time to train this puppy and teach it a new way of being in our home, nothing actually changes. This is what people do with their jobs. They say, okay, I'll just get rid of this job and get a new job. And at first, it does feel good. It's that shot of dopamine we get. Ooh, fluffy new puppy. Ooh, shiny new job. But after some time, they realize, I don't feel any better. Yeah, it's a new puppy, but with the same problems. Here's a new job, but I'm still dealing with the same problems. So where's the disconnect? What do we need to learn to create an actual new way of being, actual new results? The answer? Self-discovery. You can change jobs every 6 months, but if you don't actually know what you really want, what your preferences are, what you're good at, what you're passionate about, what your strengths and weaknesses are, your true personality, and the true essence of who you really are and who you were put on this earth to be, no new job or new direction will be fully aligned. Alternatively, when you discover and identify what you really want, what your preferences are, what you're good at, what you're passionate about, what your strengths and weaknesses are, your true personality and the true essence of who you really are and who you were put on this earth to be, then you start to make inspired decisions that are in alignment. Do you see? The problem is not all the job positions or potential life paths that are available to you, but your lack of self to choose which one. When you're solid in who you are and what you want and what you have to offer the world, the confusion of should I do this or should I do that disappears. And the clarity of this is what I want, this is the path I'm meant to travel, this is who I am appears. When you know yourself well enough, you trust yourself. When you know yourself well enough, you stop looking to other people for instructions and validation. When you know yourself well enough, you stop looking at the future through a lens of fear, but rather a lens of inspiration and excitement. Like when I look back to my post-grad self in corporate, my future seemed scary because I didn't know myself well enough to know what I wanted and to make those bold decisions. But once I did the self-discovery work and got clear, like, whoa, this is me. This is what I'm all about. This is what I stand for. This is what I have to offer. the future started to look really bright. So the problem is not that you have all these options of what to do or what not to do. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I do this? Should I do that? It's that you don't know yourself well enough, that you don't trust yourself to make those decisions. And self-discovery is what closes that gap. I want you to think back to when you were a child. Close your eyes if you can, not if you're driving, but if you're sitting down in a safe space. And I want you to think about a time during your upbringing that you were so full of joy. It doesn't have to be something elaborate. In fact, it can be something really, really simple. A time that you were doing something you loved or being someplace you loved. A time where you were just in your element, loving life and loving where you were in that moment. You were at peace and you were buzzing with joy. And feel free to pause this video if you need a second to think of something. Really go back to that place in your mind with all 5 senses. Where were you? What were you doing? Who were you with? What about that experience was so joyful for you? If you closed your eyes, you can go ahead and open them back up. That part of you that you just imagined is still 100% present with you today. Right now in this moment. You have the capacity to be and live through that part of you every day. And that's what self-discovery is. That's what self-discovery allows you to do. Self-discovery is about reconnecting to that part of you, the part of you that is so full of joy, doing things you love in the present, and being completely and fully you. There's a reason that my clients love my self-discovery course, because it feels amazing as they begin to connect to their truth. Notice how amazing you feel just by reliving the past experience when you were living your truth. Now imagine bringing all of that amazingness into your life right now, all of the time. That is the new way of being that I'm talking about. Ridding yourself of everything you are not and bringing in everything you are. When you approach life from your truth and your wholeness, your decision-making changes. You're no longer making decisions from fear, but rather love. And when your decision-making changes to love, your external reality begins to actually change. So you must stop looking at all your options, all the possibilities or opportunities in the world or in front of you with the same lens you have been. That lens will create the same results over and over. You must change the lens first. You must change who you see yourself as, what you deserve, and through the truth of who you really are. You want to get crystal clear on your deep desires. Not what you think you should do or have to do or can't do, but what you truly want. Get clear on your true personality, not who you pretend to be, but who you really are. Get clear on your passions, not the things you're told to do, but the things that light you up. Get clear on your frustrations and injustices in the world, not hide because you're afraid of what people will think. If you believed you were 100% capable of making a difference, what does that difference look like? Get clear on your strengths and your weaknesses. Capitalize on your strengths and figure out what needs improvement. Get clear on your values. Again, who you are and what you stand for. Self-discovery is the process of getting to know yourself. Getting to know yourself so that you can make decisions for you, not for other people. This is your life and your path will be unique to you. Confusion is a byproduct of fear. Clarity, on the other hand, is a byproduct of truth. And self-discovery is that bridge from fear to clarity. So you must be willing to take that walk. Thank you for watching. If you have been taking in this series and you know that I am speaking your language, I am taking applicants for my 3-month private coaching program. It is for you if you are committed to walking that bridge with me as your guide and truly changing your life for the better and creating bigger and better results. The link is down below. I'll see you next week. Bye.